Crosby and hits this one well to left center.
And this one lifted by Spini into deep right field. Edgar going back, and he's going to watch this one sail over the wall. Big home run for Nick Spini.
Davis with the pitch, and this one is hit deep in the right center. And this one is going to fall. And this game, Fortney running in. He's going to be home, and this game is over. A walk-off victory for the Solano Falcons.
Here comes Wills, played the play, he's in, he is safe, and the Falcons are going to win this game 7-6. Oh my.
Hi, I'm David Fernandez. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to the Solano College Sports Network, where we are at Billy and Louise Yarbrough Stadium, getting ready to start off the Bay Valley Conference regular season, and your Solano Falcons are taking on the Mendocino Eagles. I'm Stosh Samoida. I'm joined in the broadcast booth with my good partner, Mike McLeod. Mike, what is good, brother?
There's a lot of things good with today, but there are also a couple of bad things. We're running a little bit short, but that's the only time I'm going to mention it all day. I'm running around doing the production, doing this, doing the graphics, so the scoreboard, it's on me. So I'm sorry if there's any confusion throughout the game.
But you know, who cares, because we're going to watch some baseball on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in Fairfield, California, where it's going to be a big showdown today. Start off the regular season. Both the teams were below the league average in preseason. Solano going 2-11 and Mendocino going 3-9. So they both struggled in the early part of the season. So it's going to be exciting to see what they do here to start off their season the right way. And stepping to the plate for the Mendocino Eagles is Nick Angilio.
Yeah, and this guy, he's one to watch, batting .367 on the year, 18 hits, 49 at-bats. He's got some pop.
And a strike to start off the game there for Andrew Harris doing the pitching day for the Falcons. And behind the plate, you got number 31, Eric Olson, down the first baseline. Nick Perez, the second base, David Fernandez. Shortstop, Alvaro Rubacaba. Third base, Tucker Bishop. Left field, Robert Contreras. Center field, Gio Torres. And Angilio has his first hit. That's a base hit right up the middle. And rounding off the Solano's defensive lineup is number 9, Darian Evans in right field.
And like I said, kid's got some pop. Now 19 hits and 50 at-bats. I think you're hot at that point.
Yes, you are. And now up steps Jack Amaro. He is playing shortstop today for the Mendocino Eagles. Amaro 206 in the preseason. 362 on base percentage, and he's squaring around to sacrifice bunt. Ball low and outside. Count goes 1-0. Angilio, you know, he has one stolen base, and he's been caught stealing one time, so 500 on attempts.
Well, you always want to keep the force out on.
Available.
Get the double play if you can.
Square around the bunt. Ball low and inside. Count goes 2-0, and, you know, Jack Amaro is doing it the right way, just putting it out there. You know, it's going to be a sacrifice bunt. Let him know what you're doing. Just get the bunt down and playing small ball here in the early part of this game.
Yeah, and if you draw a walk that way, even better.
His job is to get the guy over to second base. Ball low. Count goes 3-0. So Harris finds himself in a little bit of a jam here in the top of the first.
It's not often you fall behind to a guy trying to bunt, but it does happen, especially if you're trying to get it to where the bunt is just knocked down right in front of the pitcher and you got to play on the guy at second.
And that's a strike call. Count goes 3-1. Little high strike there.
And Jack was on his way to first. He thought that was ball 4. Beautiful weather today.
Couldn't ask for better today. And that ball is high and inside, and he draws himself a walk. No outs. Top of the first. Runners are first and second. And up steps Anthony Carlton for the Mendocino Eagles.
Carlton. No R.
Carlton. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Carlton Banks.
Anthony Carlton. 8 for 38 on the year, 211.
362 on base percentage. And, you know, as a team in preseason, their on base percentage was 336. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, but their batting average was only 193. So,
They find a way to get on base, and that always helps. Count goes to 1-0. So Harris trying to work out of a jam. There's a fastball right down the middle of the plate. Call it strike one. Count goes 1-1. Harris just needs to buckle down here, take a deep breath, and rock and fire and do what he does.
yeah, we saw this in the last start that he had. He worked himself into a jam in the first inning, but got out of it. Only 1 run scored in that first inning, and
Ooh, big breaking curveball. Couldn't catch the corner of the plate. Count goes 2-1.
And once he got into rhythm and he got that curveball working, it was smooth sailing and went 7 strong in that one.
He does have a very nasty curveball. He's going to throw it early and often. He starts locating that. He is deadly. Ball low. Count goes 3-1.
Not getting that low strike today. He's put it there 3-4 times, and they've all been balls.
Harris gets his sign and comes set. Checks the runner. Sets, kicks, fires. Foul to the backstop. And the count is full, 3-2.
Now, I know normally you don't do it until 2 outs, but you got a full count here. Do you send the runners?
Not in this early part of the game. Still first inning, no outs. You don't want to run yourself into an out when you have an excellent opportunity to put some runs on the board. Harris fires, and this one's poked foul down the left field line, going out of play. Count remains full, 3-2.
I'd hate to park anywhere near this stadium because these balls get out over fences.
So still full count, top of the first. Harris looking for the first out of the ball game. And that was a high fastball. It's going to be a strike. It's popped up into right field. Darian Evans on his horse. Camps under and he catches it. And the runners stay put. So that's the first out of the inning.
At first glance, it looked like that was going to go straight back, but I guess he got enough on it to cast it out into the outfield.
Up steps the four-banger for the Mendocino Eagles, number 42, Raymond Kerr, the first baseman.
Raymond Kerr, one of the brothers on this team, Raymond and Richard Kerr on this team. 12 for 49 on the year, 245 average.
That's a strike right down the middle. Count goes 0-1 to Raymond Kerr. Kerr already had 12 strikeouts in the preseason play. Leads the team in his strikeouts. Ball just a hair outside. Count goes 1-1.
And I think both of these teams are better than their records suggest. Tough out-of-conference schedule, preseason schedule for both of these teams. Solano's not a 2-11 ball club.
No,
there's too much talent on this team for them to be 2-11. And just from looking at the stats, Mendocino shouldn't be 3-9.
Big curveball called for strike 2. Count goes to 1-2.
His curveball almost reminds me of Jeremy Affelt. Got that big sweeping curveball, almost a Barry Zito sort of thing.
It's got a lot of bite to it.
Yeah. He'd give up on it when it's just released out of the hand and comes back and hits the strike zone.
There's the curveball again into the hands of David Fernandez. He flips it over to Rubalcaba, and Rubalcaba drops it, and they call him safe. Bases are full with 1 out here in the top of the first.
I was going to be a tough play to make, even if he had caught that cleanly and transferred it over.
It was a softly hit ball to David Fernandez, and trying to
normally such a sure-handed glove from Alvaro Rubalcaba.
It came in a little hot, and he had to go across the body, and Stover's going to go out and talk to his pitcher, Andrew Harris. So that's our first little break in the action. So let's do a little station identification. You're tuned in to the Solano College Sports Network, your home for Solano sports. So a lot of moves going on in the NFL right now with the salary cap due, and DeMarcus Ware was released today by the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow,
and
okay.
Dante Whitner is on his way out of San Francisco.
Good riddance. I never liked him.
Dante Hittner.
Yeah, I don't know. I never liked him.
And then Darrell Rivas is either heading to Oakland or Cleveland.
I'll take him on Oakland.
Are you a Raider fan?
A little bit.
Ah.
I want to see what they can do in the offseason. They have like $66 million in cap space. I want to see what they can do.
They still won't do nothing.
They probably won't.
They're plagued. But up now steps to the plate for the Mendocino Eagles, Brett Logan.
They need to draft a quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater, number 5 pick.
And Logan pokes this one out to right field, and Evans is under it. He's going to come up firing, and he's shooting 3. And he gets under the tag, and he is safe at third. So Logan swung at the first pitch, popped it out to Evans, and Evans almost caught Amaro over at third base.
Darian Evans has an arm. He has a cannon in right field.
Yes, he does. Now to the plate, Rocco Seaton, the left fielder. Seaton batted a 125 in preseason play. Big curveball, and it hits him. The bases are loaded. 2 outs here at the top of the first.
It's a lot harder to get that curveball over on right-handed hitters.
You know, that one just got away from him and kind of went in too tight. Hit him right at the top of the shoulder. But, you know, as a hitter, if you want to get hit, that's the pitch you want to get hit by.
Yeah.
Those don't hurt as bad as a fastball in the back. Tanner Mansell up to the plate, the right fielder for the Eagles. Mansell batted 200 in preseason with 294 on base percentage, and that ball is low for ball 1. And you know, Harris has been struggling throwing strikes in the early part of this game. He hasn't been ahead on the batter since the first batter came up to the plate in this inning. Count goes to 1-1 as that one fouled into the Falcons' dugout. So, Eagles lead 1-0 here in the top of the first. 2 outs, bases loaded. And this was roped down the first baseline. Too hot for Perez to handle. It's going to roll into the corner and run scores. 2 run scores, and they're waving them all the way around for first. And 3 runs are going to score. And Tanner Mansell has himself a triple, and the ball is overthrown. And he is going to advance home to clear the bases with a triple and an error.
It's still an inside the Parker.
That was not inside the park. That's a triple with an error, Mike.
You don't want to give it to him.
Oh, that was a clearly.
No, I know it was an error, but, you know, good hustle on his part. Good heads-up play.
So, Eagles up big now, 5-0. Ball high and inside the number 24, Kenny Semenko.
Must be hard.
Sorry, that's Dustin Thaxton. My mistake.
Must be hard as a pitcher to give up a play like that and have to come back right back and pitch to the next guy.
You know, you got to have a short memory in this game. And the count goes to 1-1 to Dustin Thaxton, the third baseman for the Mendocino Eagles. Big curveball shot right back up the middle, and Fernandez backhands it, stops, kicks, fires, and Perez couldn't come up with a dig, and he beats it out. So Thaxton finds himself on first base.
And that's now 3 errors in the inning.
Mm-hmm. And we see some action starting down the Falcons bullpen as Kenny Semenko comes to the plate, the catcher. So run on first, 2 outs. Eagles, big inning for them, 5-0. And that's called a strike on the outside corner, and he gets ahead in the count, 0-1.
That's what you got to do as a pitcher.
Mm-hmm. Harris kicks, fires, ball low. Good block by Eric Olson behind the plate. Count goes to 1-1. Fastball, just a bit outside. Call for ball 2.
Yeah, it was a lot more outside than you thought it was.
Yeah.
Looking at it on the screen here. Lovely cameraman Alden, who showed up today. So that was nice.
Ball high and outside. Count goes to 3-1. And so Harris really needs an out here with 2 outs. Top of the lineup coming up after Semenko. And it's low for ball 4. So runners advance, runners at first and second.
Just like the top of the order. Huh? And now we're back at the top of the order.
Nick Agilio coming up to the plate now. Second at bat this inning. He led off this inning with a single, and he scored a run. And it's a big swing and strike called. Strike 1. So Harris ahead in the count now. And back pick is on. And Dustin Thaxton gets back with no trouble there. So Harris struggling with his location today early on.
The pitch back to second looked on point. That would have been a strike if you had thrown it the other way.
And he gets Nick to pop this one back over the third base dugout.
That one cleared all the fences.
Yep, count goes 0-2.
Might need to get that one as a souvenir after the game.
So Harris needs a buckle down here. He's way ahead in the count. Expects something low and outside. Try to get him to chase. And he goes right at him, and it's just, a hair outside. Count goes to 1-2. And he pokes this one up, and Rubicop is going back. He's fighting the sun. He's under it. He can't. He gets out of the inning, and the Eagles put up 5 here at the top of the first. We're heading to the bottom. So we are back here in the bottom of the first inning, and the Eagles came out roaring, and they are up 5-0 after the top of the first. So the Falcons get a chance here, and leading off for the Solano Falcons is number 3, Bobby Contreras, left fielder.
Bobby Contreras.
And you touched on it, partner. They do have some work to do. Gave up 3 errors in the top of the first. 5 runs scored for Mendocino.
So the Solano Falcons are going to need a lot of base runners today.
Walks and knocks. Get you back in the game.
Squares on the bunt. And the first strike is called. Count goes 0-1. On the mound today for the Mendocino Eagles is Spencer Jones.
Spencer Jones started all 4 games he's played 0-2, but a 2.38 ERA. Gave up 23 hits and 11 runs, but only 6 of them earned.
Oh, and Bobby takes a good hack at that one, just smokes it down third baseline. Count goes 0-2.
16 strikeouts for Spencer Jones.
High, ball 1.
Trying to read off the stats, and you just take the stat sheet.
Kicks, fires. Oh, good slider from Spencer Jones, and rings Bobby Contreras up for out number 1. And now coming to the plate, the first baseman, Nick Perez.
Now batting.
Nick had batted a .333 with a .375 on base percentage in preseason play. You know, in 42 at bats, he got 14 hits. He had 3 doubles, and I'd say he led the team in hitting in the preseason.
Yeah, David Fernandez dropped off a little bit. He was the early season leader of this ball club, but tailed off a bit. Now down to 240 on for his average. So was batting over 300 at one point.
That's low for ball 1. Got a chance to talk to Darian Evans before the game and asked him what he thought about this Mendocino team. He said they were a very good ball club. It should be a good game today. And he said this guy, Spencer Jones, you know, he throws pretty good. He hits his spots. And he said it's going to be a tough matchup, but he thinks that his teammates and him can pull off a victory today. So
They could use one, too.
especially to start this BVC season.
Mendocino 3-9, but I'll finish that thought later.
Perez just rolls over the fastball there. First baseman, Raymond Kerr, flipped it over to Spencer Jones for out number 1.
But what I like to see out of Nick Perez, he didn't give up on the play. He hustled down the base pass and made it more of a play than it was.
Yes, you always like to see guys hustling like that. And that's the type of player Nick Perez is. You know, he'll give you 110% no matter what day it is. Game in, game out. And now coming to the plate, shortstop, Alvaro Rubalcaba. Rubalcaba squares around the bunt, pulls it back for ball 1.
I think there was a fly stuck in my hair.
You know, I thought Rubalcaba would be either at the top of the lineup or maybe at the bottom, now a little extra spark. They got him batting in a 3-hole today. Count goes 2-0.
Only batting 171 on the year, but an on-base percentage of 326. So
He gets on base and steals a couple bases. That's what you need from. And he flips this one over to Dustin Thaxton. Thaxton flips it over to Raymond Kerr. That's out number 3, and the Falcons go down in order, heading to the top of the second. All right. Top of the second, and Solano had a pitching change, and Ryan Ernest, the big lefty, coming out of the pen to shut down this Eagles team as Jack Amaro steps up to the plate for his second at-bat of the day. He is 0 for 0. He walked his last at-bat against Harris in the first inning. So Ernest kicks, and he fires. Ball low and outside. Count goes 0-1.
So we thought we were going to have a guest on. I thought I was going to get some time off for the inning, but
You know, we had Ethan Gibbons, Solano, one of the Solano's great players that come through here at Solano College, and hoping to get an interview, but he's actually coaching the Armio varsity team. With
really? Okay. I'd wish him good luck because from what I've heard, it's not the best squad as that ball is low and outside. Count goes to 2-0.
2-1's the count.
2-1, I'm sorry. I don't have the scorebook in front of me. I'm just eyeing it.
Ball low. Count goes 3-1. And he draws.
So in steps number 4, Anthony Carlton for his second at-bat of the day.
So Jack Amaro has 2 walks today. And that's the way the
I'll-
Eagles.
The only time you're okay with it not having an at-bat is when you're on base 2 or 3 times.
Ball low. Count goes to 1-0, and
Anthony Carlton flew out to right in his first at-bat.
we got some more action down in Solano's bullpen as Ernest comes out, walks the first batter, throws another strike ball. And I believe it was actually a 4-pitch walk. It wasn't a strike. The scoreboard guy messed up over here.
Okay. Even better.
So that's 5 straight balls for Ryan Ernest coming out of the pen. And, you know, when you go to the pen, you really expect that guy to come out just throwing strikes to pick up his teammate because, you know, Harris didn't have his best stuff today, just couldn't locate. And it's a high fastball. And Carlton gets under it to Darian Evans. Evans fighting the sun, picks it up, and that's out number 1.
So almost identical at-bats for both of those guys. A walk for him and then flew out to right once
For
again.
him, Jack Amaro.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't have everything in front of me. You're hogging all the stats.
Now coming to the plate, Raymond Kerr. He reached on an error in his first at-bat. They tried to turn a double play. So Kerr is 0 for 1 today. And there's a strike on the inside corner.
Count is 0-1.
Big curveball is swinging and a miss, and that's strike number 2. He even fooled me on that pitch, too. It looked like it was going to hang up there, and that just had some bite and hit the dirt. That pitch was dirty.
Just took a minute to warm up. Ryan Ernest kind of settled into a groove for a little bit. 2 straight strikes.
Oh, that ball almost tailed in, but just a bit outside. Count goes 1-2. You know, it's always weird for me to see a player wearing number 42. You can't help but remember the great Jackie Robinson and the great Mariano Rivera.
Yeah. When you begin with Jackie Robinson and end with Mariano Rivera, I don't think anybody else is going to be wearing number 42 in the big leagues.
Never again.
So.
And how fitting was it that Mariano Rivera is the last person to wear that number?
Yeah.
I mean, the most classiest ball player, the greatest closer of all time, the Sandman. One of the nicest guys. I mean, everything I read about that guy and have seen. And Kerr poked this one over to third base dugout. I got to see all 3 Yankee games last year in Oakland. I got to see him pitch a couple times, and he actually blew the save. Nate Fryman got a base hit off him in the bottom of the 16th. That was one.
I
heck of a
remember that
game.
one.
The rookie Big Nate, he's 6'7", out of Duke.
You stayed for all 16 innings of
Yes,
that game?
I did. It was a Sunday afternoon. I had nothing better to do. And Tucker Bishop fighting the sun down the third base line and comes back, and he gets the out for out number 2. So 2 down here in the top of the second. Coming to the break, Brett Logan, the DH.
Now batting the DH.
Only 2 for 17 on the year. What are you doing his first at bat?
He
Sacrifice fly to right field.
And strike on the outside corner. Count goes to 0-1. Yep, Ernest, gave up the early walk, but it's like you said, partner, he's settled down here, and now he's starting to throw some strikes, settling in.
Well, when you're a relief pitcher, you don't want to see any action in the bullpen.
Ooh. Took a little bit off that pitch and had Logan fooled. Count goes to 0-2. Is it Loglin?
Laughlin?
No.
Yeah, Laughlin.
Laughlin? Okay, we'll go with Laughlin. And he fouls this one off over the first base dugout. Count stays at 0-2.
But like I was trying to say, partner, Ryan Ernest, as a relief pitcher, you never want to see somebody else in the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
And with the exception of a couple teams where they do matchups late in games,
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, and they stopped warming up the guy in the bullpen. So
Oh, and Laughlin pokes this one out to center field. Gio Torres is under, and that ends the inning unscathed. The Eagles still lead the Falcons 5-0, heading to the bottom of the second. All right, bottom of the second here on SCSN. We're at Bill and Louise Yarborough Stadium, and leading off for the Falcons, the number 4 hitter, right fielder, Darian Evans. First pitch, low call, strike 1. Count goes 0-1 to Evans.
we got a couple scouts here today looking at Spencer Jones, so they know what we already know. His stuff is a little filthy.
Slider low, call ball 1. He's got a lot of big movement on that slider, and he's got a plus fastball. Ball low. Count goes 2-1.
That ball gets on you quick.
Yeah. He's in his windup, he's a little slow, and then all of a sudden, when he's getting ready to go to home plate, he just rocks and fires. Whew.
Yeah, his step to release, it's so quick.
3-1's the count to Darian Evans. Oh, and big hack from Darian Evans. Count goes full, 3-2. And don't be surprised to see that big slider from Jones here, knowing he has a 5-run lead. You can be a little more aggressive. Try to get this.
Yeah, so what if you give up a hit?
And Evans Pokes this one to Raymond Kerr. Raymond bobbles it, and he flips it up to Jones for out number 1. A good hustle from Darian Evans there to get that down the line and put the pressure on Kerr to really hurry up and get the ball out of his glove.
Yeah, and for Mendocino, good heads-up play from Spencer Jones to get over to first and actually cover the bag. And
that's what you call PFP, pitcher's fielding practice, all day long. You work on that in the preseason. And
that's the only one you have to do,
Yep.
just that and backing up home and third.
David Fernandez takes the first strike called. David Fernandez, a shortstop, sophomore out of Armio High School. Oh, he swings over the top of this one. He falls himself, gets himself in a hole 0-2 early. So Jones has a couple pitches to work with. We'll see if he can go right at him or have a waste pitch here. High ball number 1.
That was always my favorite waste pitch. The elevator fastball, right neck, eye level.
You get a lot of guys, I mean, that ball looks so juicy, you just want to swing at it, and it's a hard pitch to hit. And Fernandez swings at this one, and strike 3, out number 2. Brings up the DH, number 44, Trevor Faulkner. So Jones is rolling here in the early part of this game. And he gets a strike call on the outside corner. Count goes to 0-1.
So we're seeing the strike zone expand a little bit later in the, or as we progress through the game.
He swings at the second pitch. It was way outside, and now the count goes to 0-2.
And that's how you know you have good command, when you can put it there and then put it 3 inches to the left and have a guy swing and completely miss it.
Faulkner fouls this one back, stays alive. Count stays at 0-2.
And they just kept going to the same spot. Just more and more outside. If you want to swing at it, go ahead.
Oh, and that one sails everybody and almost hit us back here in the broadcast booth. Count goes to 1-2.
I'm glad I was looking down.
That ball just kept rising. Looked like a Jenny Fitch fastball, rise ball, I should say. The great USA softball pitcher. And Faulkner pokes this one into center field, and Anthony Colton's under it, fighting the sun. That's out number 3, and we are heading to the top of the 3rd. The Eagles lead 5-0.
Solano Community College transformed my life.
And gave me the opportunities I needed to succeed.
I received the same university caliber education.
Without the pressures of debt holding me back. Affordable and flexible, I fulfilled my undergraduate classes.
Getting to the information I truly have a passion for.
The decision to attend SCC empowered my future.
And made my dream of attending Yale University a reality. Solano Community College, the educated choice.
We are back here in the top of the 3rd inning, where the Falcons are down 5-0 here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium. And Ryan Ernest on for his 2nd inning of relief work, and stepping to the plate is number 18, Rocco Seaton. Rocco was hit by the pitch in the 1st inning, came around and scored a run. Ball is low. Count goes 1-0. Ball low, 2-0. You know, this umpire has been very consistent behind the plate. He hasn't been calling low strikes today.
A little bit wider and stout. Strike zone.
Good word there, Mike. I like
Thank
that.
you. Like a fire hydrant.
Count goes 2-1 to Rocco Seaton. He kicks, he fires, count goes 3-1. And looks like the speakers here are having a little technical difficulty.
Yeah, they were deking us for a minute. And we thought we were coming back because the music stopped.
And it's grounded to Rubicopper. He picks it up, fires over to first base, and it's out number 1. Good way to start the inning for the Falcons.
Okay, so I have to ask a question. You played baseball. I didn't. Well, I did, but like T-ball farm system. What's with the guys in the dugout? Like, they have such a unique way of talking to the guy at bat. What's that about?
And just
Come on, Wes. Come on, kid.
You know, it's one, you want to try to rattle the pitcher and make some noise and get him thinking. And, you know, the guy goes down 3-0. Dugout gets louder, trying to rattle the pitcher, trying to make the pitcher make a mistake at the plate.
Yeah, but there's a difference between talking and what baseball players do.
Well, also, if you, I know, scores around the bunt, he gets it down. It's going to be bunted foul. You got to knock that one out. Had a little tailspin. Started to head back into fair territory, and the count goes to 0-2. And, you know, I know sometimes when the pitcher or the catcher is showing his signs, you can see it from the dugout. You'll say, okay, fastball. If we go, let's go, Mike. If we say, let's go, Mike, it's going to be a fastball. If we go, let's go, McLeod, that means it's going to be a curveball.
Gotcha.
If we say your name, it's going to be a changeup. That's what, you know, little things you could pick up on. And back picks, you need to have your dugout vocal, especially when you have a runner on, to let them know if the pitcher's throwing over. And ball on the outside, count goes 1-2. I know when I was playing, my coach, and if we had a runner on first or runner on any back, and they would throw over and we would yell back, then we'd have to run an extra lap after practice, you know. Keep your head in the game at all times. And he pokes this one out in the center field, and Gio Torres is coming in, and he just drops the ball. So Mansell will find himself on first base.
Are you going to rule that one a hit?
That's an error.
Is it? Okay. That was a tough play to make.
It was a tough play, but he should have made the play. But the sun probably played a factor, especially with the time change that happened on Saturday. So the sun's still a little higher in the air right now. And Dustin Thaxton comes.
Yeah, this
to the
is the first game they played since the time change.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta remember where the sun is in the sky now.
And runner takes off. Oh, and they throw it away. Nick Perez can't come down with it, and Mansell's on his horse over to third, and they're gonna wave him home. And a good, strong throw from Darian Evans. Can't beat the runner to the plate, and Mansell comes around to score.
That was a triple off of a thrown away ball.
That was actually the same guy that hit the triple with the air to score in the first inning to put the
2 inside the Parkers.
You can't say that. And, you know, Mansell reached on an error, and he scored on an error there. So the errors have been costly to this Falcons team in the early part of this game. Strike called. Count goes to 0-1. 1 out in the top of the third. Oh, good curveball. Count goes 0-2, and Thaxton was fooled and swung himself out of his shoes. I think I felt the breeze from here.
No, that's actually wind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're feeling a breeze. But like I was saying, beautiful weather today.
Called strike 3, and Thaxton will be walking back to the dugout, a little confused there as he didn't even swing the bat. That's Ryan Ernest's first strikeout and his second inning of relief work. So there's 2 outs here in the top of the third. And up steps Kenny Semenko. Call strike 1. You know, the names get harder and harder every game, I swear, Mike.
And that was Ryan Ernest's 10th strikeout on the year.
First strikeout in conference play. And he fouls this one back. The count goes to 0-2. So Ernest way ahead here. Ball dirty. Good block by Olsen.
Great block by Olsen.
You know, no runners on, just keep it in front of you. Get some practice in.
That ball almost hit the grass.
That was a good waist pitch. Now count goes to 1-2. Let's see what Ernst can come back with here. He rocks, he fires. And it's hit right back up the middle into the hands of Alvaro Rubalcaba. Fires over Nick Perez, and that ends the inning as the Mendocino Eagles add one more. They're up 6-0, heading to the bottom of the third. All right, bottom of the third, and Tucker Bishop's getting ready to dig into the plate here and try to get Solano's first hit. They're hitless through 2. Spencer Jones is rolling. He already
I
has
saw
2.
you talking to the scouts in the break there.
Yeah.
What do the scouts have to say?
You know, that's a high ball one up and inside to Tucker Bishop, and he's hitting. Spencer Jones is hitting 89, 88 on the radar gun, so he's got.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. You know, he has this little bit sneaky fastball. Count goes to 2-0. As we touched on earlier, you know, slow wind up and a quick release, and
That's got to throw you off as a hitter because you're used to people having usually the same speed. You're used to a little bit of change between the windup and.
strike called. 2-1 the count. You know, that's why first time through the lineup, you want to, you know, take a couple pitches and see what the guy has, and so that way you come up, you know his repertoire, and you can jump on the pitch you want. And Tucker Bishop lines this one to the second baseman, Jack Amaro. Fires over to first, and then it's out number 1.
I'd like to see what Spencer Jones does out of the stretch. That ball will get on you quick. But
And here comes the big boy, number 31, Eric Olson.
only 3 for 13. Not an everyday player. Usually it's Ian Acosta behind the dish, but Eric Olson getting some work today.
And curveball taken low and outside for ball 1. Good take. I saw his eyes must have got mighty big there. I think hung up a little bit and then had a quick bite down to the outside corner. And Olson turns on one to the third baseman, Dustin Thaxton. Thaxton throws over to first. It's a dirty ball. Good dig by Raymond Kerr to get they call him safe. I was looking down, looking at the names, and Kerr pulled his foot, so Olson is on.
That's a hustle play.
You know, for a big boy getting down the line, that's pretty impressive. You know, that's going to be an error on the first baseman, I will say, for pulling his foot.
It wasn't that great of a throw from the third baseman, who had plenty of time, but threw it in the dirt. So
Solano has their first runner.
Can you have co-errors?
Gio Torres circles around a bunt. He knocks it foul. Count goes 0-1.
I guess co-errors aren't a thing.
Co-errors are not a thing. You could have 2 errors
on the same play.
On the same play.
Okay. Can we give 2 errors on that play?
I would say because that's a good strong throw to the first baseman. The first baseman should be able to make that throw. If you get anywhere in the vicinity,
it was off the ground. It was in the dirt.
It's okay. It was still in the vicinity. That's what the first baseman gets paid. Oh, and it's flipped over to Thaxton. Thaxton turns. Oh, and it's dropped on the transition. So out at second base. And now they call him out. So fielder's choice for Gio Torres.
Not a heads-up play from Eric Olson.
So 2 outs, brings up the leadoff hitter, Bobby Contreras. Contreras struck out looking in the first inning. So we get to see some pitches. So we'll see if he can get him Solano's first hit of the game. You know, it's something different. Coach Scott Stover is on the first base line as a first base coach. That is a little different. I've never seen him do that before.
Usually he's third base side, isn't he?
Or most of the time you see him on the bench.
Yeah.
Hanging out. Usually Bobby Campo's down on the first base line.
Well, Bobby had to fix the speakers over here for a second. So.
And Bobby Contreras couldn't get the bunt down. Count goes 0-1. So Solano hitless through 3 innings so far, 2 2/3. You know, on Saturday against Santa Rosa team, they only, as a team, had 3 hits on the day. Count goes to 1-1.
Yeah, and neither of these teams with the best batting average. Solano only batting .220 as a team.
Ball low and outside. Count goes 2-1. Yeah, you know, Mendocino's only batting at 193, but they do have a 309 on base percentage, where Solano has a 334. Squares around a bunt, gets the bunt down, and Contreras is on his horse, and Jones kicks it over to first base for out number 3. That's all we'll have for the bottom of the third. Mendocino leads 6-0, heading to the fourth. So top of the fourth here at Billy Louise Yarborough Stadium, where the Eagles are ahead of the Falcons 6-0. Coming to the plate for the Mendocino Eagles is leadoff hitter Nick Angilio. Angilio, yes. Ball low. Count goes 1-0. Angilio's 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a flyout. And it's a hot shot up the middle, and Rubalcaba, gets a glove on it, just takes a nasty hop, and Giglio has a second hit of the game. And up steps Jack Amaro, shortstop. He is 0 for 0 today with 2 walks and a run scored. So Ernest gonna make him swing, hopefully can make him swing the bat here. Ball, strike call on the outside corner. Count goes 0-1.
So that low strike, beginning to get across. You know, maybe one of those umpires is that prove to me that you can hit that spot time and time again, and I'll give it to you.
Exactly. If you come out and you're throwing strikes, and you know the guy's throwing a lot of strikes, the umpire is more likely to give you those calls because you're being consistently hitting the strike zone.
But if you're all over the place, they're not going to give you an inch.
That's when the strike zone shrinks up.
A little counterproductive. You'd think that a guy that, well, I mean, a little bit less fair if you're giving a wider strike zone to the guy that can't throw it across the plate. But
You know, you got to prove you could throw a strike. That's what it comes down to. If you prove you could throw a strike, you're going to get the borderline calls because the umpire's looking for the pitcher to throw a strike. And this one's poked to David Fernandez, flips over to Rubicaba. Caba throws it over to Nick Perez, and that's a 4-6-3 double play, tailor-made for David Fernandez. So 2 outs in the top of the 4th.
Center fielder.
and you saw Rubicaba took an extra little half second to make sure he got it in his hand. A little bit of a quicker ball to him, so had a little bit more time.
Ball low, count goes 1-0. You know, that's something Solano needed right there. They need to have a quick inning right now, not allow another run. Harris, another dirty ball. Ernest, sorry. Count goes 2-0 to Anthony Colton, the center fielder. Ernest kicks and fires. And this one is roped to Darian Evans right into his glove, and that is out number 3. Quick inning for the Falcons, and they're heading to the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th, Solano down 6-0, and up steps number 13, the first baseman, Nick Perez. Nick grounded out to the first baseman, his first at bat, and he actually roped it down the line, and Kerr made a good play.
Nick Perez.
Solano still hitless through 3, so let's see if they can get their first base hit of the game.
You got to pull something together. You're down 6-0. You got to do something. You can't just lay down and let Spencer Jones.
And Perez swings at the first pitch, and it's a high pop-up into center field, and Carlton's under it, and that is out number 1. That was a major league pop-up right there, Mike. Now coming to the plate, the shortstop, Alvaro Rubicaba.
Number 6, Alvaro Rubicaba.
Rubicaba 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to the third baseman in his first at-bat. Bunt is popped straight up in the air, and a good play by catcher Kenny Semenko for out number 2. And that's something you don't like to see coming from a coaching standpoint when you ask your player to lay down a bunt.
And they pop it up.
That's the worst thing you can have happen. Luckily, there's nobody on base.
Right fielder.
Because that could have been a double play.
Yep.
Darian Evans.
Now Darian Evans stepping up to the plate. First pitch. Outside, ball 1. Evans grounded out to the first baseman, his first at-bat. And he takes a hack at this one, and it's fouled back out of play over the first base dugout for strike 1. Count goes to 1-1. So Jones in a rhythm. Ooh, high slider call, ball 2. Count goes 2-1, Darian Evans. Darian's looking for one pitch and one pitch only right now. Looking for something he can drive. And he swings at the low fastball. Count goes 2-2.
And that one bounced off his shin or something.
And luckily he has the shin guard on. Those things are money. 2-2 to Darian Evans. Jones kicks and fires. And Evans swings at that pitch and fouls it off down the left field line. Count stays at 2-2.
Almost hit it off his foot again.
You know, it's a little early. Jones took a little bit off that one, so I would expect he's coming back with a fastball right here. Oh, another slider gets Evans swinging for strike 3. That is the third out, and we're heading to the top of the 5th. And we are back here on the Solano College Sports Network, where we are heading to the top of the 5th. And leading off for the Eagles is number 42, Raymond Kerr. He reached on an error in the first, came around, scored a run, and he flew out to the third baseman in the second inning, and he takes a hack at that one for strike number 1. Ernest now in his 4th inning of relief work. And this one's poked down the line, right into the glove of Nick Perez. He calls off the pitcher, and he steps on the bag for out number 1. So that will go down the scorebook as 1 with a U, 1 unassisted for those scoring at home.
I don't think I ever had 1 unassisted in my time as a first baseman. Never.
And that's ball low. Count goes 1-0 to Brett Laughlin, the DH.
Then again, I never, at the level I played at, I never, nobody could hit down the line, so no, it never came to me. My range was nil.
Swings over the top of a good fastball. Call, strike 1. Count goes 1-1.
You know, Ernest's fastball has a little bit of bite to it, almost a running fastball.
He has a little cutter, 2-seam working. Ball low, count goes 2-1. Olson's been having a tough play behind the plate. You know, he's been getting down and dirty all game long, but doing a good job by keeping the balls in front of him. And that's a strike called on the outside corner. Count goes a 2-2. Good use of the changeup for Ryan Ernest there. This one was up in the zone, has popped into right field, and Darian Evans coming in. He's camped under it, and that is out number 2. It's going to bring Rocco Seaton to the plate, the left fielder.
That pop-up had a little bit of a tricky, got up in the air and
knuckled a little bit. You know, it's caused, you know, the wind's not too bad where we're sitting. You know, it's a beautiful day here in Billy Louise Yarborough Stadium. You know, when it gets up in the jet stream high in the air, the ball tends to move a lot. And that's called for strike 1. Count goes 0-1. And I know, especially out here in Fairfield, almost Cordelia. Cordelia's super windy. You know, I played baseball at Rodriguez, and it was windy every single day. Ball in the dirt. Count goes 1-1. And especially here at Solano, when the wind starts picking up, it tends to blow out towards right field.
Plus, you got all the hills over there. I went to Green Valley Middle School up in those hills, and it just comes off of those hills and almost like a drag slipstream almost just hugs the hills and comes right through here. And so there's a lot of wind coming through here.
That was a good pitch by Ryan Ernest. Hit the outside corner. Goes 1-2. Kicks, fires. And this one smoked into left center field. And Bobby Contreras on his horse camps under it. And that is out number 3. 3 out, 3 down, headed to the bottom of the 5th. So, bottom of the 5th, David Fernandez, the leadoff for the Falcons, followed by Trevor Faulkner and Tucker Bishop. Solano hitless through 4, so let's see if David Fernandez can jump on Spencer Jones early and get a base hit and get this Falcons offense going. But Jones has been in a rhythm all game long. First pitch, called, strike 1. 0-1 to Fernandez now. Fernandez digging in. He is 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. Kicks, fires, and that's ball on the outside. Count goes 1-1. And this is fouled back to the backstop. Count goes to 1-2. Fernandez just caught a piece of that.
And, you know, if Solano can somehow get Spencer Jones out of the game, Mendocino only has 9 pitchers on this roster, and 4 of them are playing out in the infield right now.
And Fernandez pokes this one out to right field, and the wind is shaking this ball all around, and Tanner Mansell gets under it for out number 1. A little shaky there. He took a couple, looks like he was camped under it, then took another step, another step, and that's what you touched on earlier with this wind. That's what it'll do to the ball. Especially with how sunny it is out here today. Perfectly clear blue skies. And Trevor Faulkner takes the first pitch, strike. Count goes 0-1. Faulkner flew out to the center fielder in his first at-bat. And he rips this one into right field, and he sends Mansell back, and Mansell is under it, and that is out number 2. What a big rip from Faulkner there. Just missed that one.
Nobody's getting too much power in this game. And you'd think if it's quicker coming in, it's quicker coming out. And
you know, Jones is just using the changeup and slider effectively, and then he comes back with the 89-mile-an-hour fastball. It's mixing his pitches well, hitting its spots. And that is a strike right down the middle to Tucker Bishop, the third baseman.
I feel like I'd hate to be a right fielder for a guy who's a really fast pitcher. Because almost everything's coming to you.
Now, that's a position you want to play with a fast pitcher. You get the most balls hit to you.
Well, yeah, but okay, maybe I just I'm not confident in my baseball ability. I wouldn't.
I love playing right field. Big curveball called. Strike count goes 1-2.
I played right fielder 1 time in my life, and the only at bat I played right field, the guy at the plate was a 12-year-old that had chest hair, and
there it is. Tucker Bishop gets the first hit for the Falcons on the game on a 1-2 fastball low. So Solano has something working here in the bottom of the 5th. And there goes the no-no, Mike.
There goes the no-no.
Hey,
you were just touching on it during the break.
I told you the broadcaster's curse always works. I know many times when I'm playing 2K, I think I have a perfect game, and then in the 9th inning, the broadcasters in the game say something, I lose it. See it all the time happen in Major League Baseball, and Eric Olson now standing at the plate. Jones kicks, fires, gets the first strike.
So you didn't get the $1 million then?
No, it's close.
Because the broadcasters,
Yep.
they messed you up? Okay.
And also another guy bunted I was playing against, but that's a different story. And Olsen takes a rip at that one, just fouls it down the third base line for strike number 2. Count goes to 0-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Solano still down 6-0. Ball high, back pick down to first base, and Tucker gets under the tag there.
That was close.
Closer than you'd want it to be. We still got back, though, so he knows his
That
range.
might be one of those calls that you challenge in the MLB.
No, he was safe. He was under it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The backhand was under. You know, if the ball was there, if it was a perfect throw, yeah, you would have had him. But Kerr had to go up, reach the ball, and come for a swipe tag. And Olsen takes a good rip at that one, fouls it down the right field line. Stay alive. Count stays at 1-2. So a runner on first. Tucker Bishop leads off. Eric Olsen at the plate. Jones kicks and fires. Olsen hits this one right to the hands of the second baseman. He bobbles it, throws it over to first, and still gets Olsen for the third out. Score still 6-0, heading to the top of the 6th. Top of the 6th here at Billy Louise Yarborough Stadium, and leading off for the Mendocino Eagles is number 11, Tyler Mansell, the right fielder.
And we have a pitching change. Number 7, David Novelli coming in.
And
so Ryan Ernest Day is done.
What a great job by Ryan Ernest, eating up some innings for the Falcons team, only allowing 1 hit, and there was 1 unearned run that he allowed.
I feel like if it's an error on the pitcher, it should still be an earned run.
Well, Novelli comes set, he kicks and fires. And that's a called strike. So good way to come out of the bullpen, start throwing some strikes. Little confidence builder there for Novelli. Count 0-1 to Mansell. Good curveball. Foul it down the right field line. Count goes to 0-2. that was a little bit of a slower curve, came in a little hard, and just had enough movement to throw off Tanner Mansell.
I feel like baseball players have to be the closest of all sports players. I don't know what I base that off of, but I feel like, you know,
You have to be.
because it's the most team-oriented game.
And you're with each other a long time. 162 games for Major League Baseball, and a swinging strike 3. And Novelli has himself a strikeout to come out of the bullpen. Great job throwing strikes, and he fooled Mansell there with a high fastball. Now coming to the plate, Dustin Thaxton. He is 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and an error.
David Novelli only now 3 strikeouts on the year. Was 2, now it's 3. That's how strikeouts work. They add to the total.
Ball high. Count goes 1-0.
But like I was saying, basketball, you can have a star on the team that kind of can carry your team. Football, you have your main positions. But baseball, every single person has to do something. So I feel like you get more camaraderie between the players as the CC strike number 1 there.
Guys from 1 all the way down to the bottom of the roster, they play a role on this squad. If you're a bench player, you're a relief pitcher. You say you're a left-handed specialist. You come in for one batter. That's your job, is to get that one guy. And a swinging strike. Count goes to 1-2 to Dustin Thaxton. And Major League Baseball, you play 162 games together. You're with that team from February all the way to October if you make it that far. And you're with them day in, day out, and it's a close-knit. There's 25 guys on the Major League roster. It's a foul back. And baseball is a brotherhood.
Yeah, that's what I'm basically trying to say.
It is. I've been out of the game for a long time, but I still see guys I play with still playing today, and they still remember me. So it makes me feel good. Even if you compete against people, you get to know them on and off the field, and 9 times out of 10, they're good people. Swinging strike 3 called.
So David Novelli getting a little filthy back-to-back strikeouts. And you really can't blame too much of this deficit on the pitching. How many errors? 5 errors? 6 errors on the day?
5 errors.
5 errors, yeah. And 2 of them led to a run by itself.
And Novelli had a butterfly on his shoulder, had to step off and swat him away. Maybe that might be a little good luck.
I'd pitch with the butterfly on.
And it's almost into the Falcons' dugout. Fouled back for strike 1.
If I had a butterfly on my shoulder, I'd be like, whatever, It's not heavy enough to mess with me.
It does affect because when you come set, you can see your shoulder, and it just puts in your mind, oh, there's a bug on me. It throws you off a little bit. Oh, swinging strike. Count goes to 0-2.
Chelsea said the butterfly effect. I don't know if it means what you think it means.
The great Ashton Kutcher movie, right?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that was a close pitch. Count goes to 1-2. Just a bit outside.
Well, Semenko did swing at that exact same pitch. So they said, let's go back to the well.
Dirty ball. Count goes to 2-2.
22, and the count is 2-2, and there's 2 outs. And
Deuces are wild.
Yeah. So I have 5 aces.
Oh, just
ooh, that was close.
It started high. He tried to get the curveball in and just didn't have the bite.
Do you think umpires give up on pitches just like hitters do?
No.
No?
Not at all. The umpires do an excellent job. They're in the game every single pitch. And this one's popped up, and David Fernandez is under it, and he makes the final out. 3 up, 3 down, 2 strikeouts for David Novelli, and we're heading to the bottom of the 6th. All right, bottom of the 6th here on SCSN, and coming to the plate is a number 9 hitter, center fielder, Gio Torres. Gio reached on a fielder's choice in the bottom of the 3rd. And the first pitch is a strike. Count goes to 0-1, and Jones is still rolling.
Yeah, he is. Going 5 strong in his 6th inning of work, and his pitch count can't be that high. He had a 1-2-3 inning back in the 1-2-3 inning
and 4th.
Oh wow, okay.
So yeah, his pitch count is really low. I'm looking here. I would say he's probably around. Yeah, his count is 1-1.
What do you think the pitch count is at?
I would say somewhere around 60, 65 pitches. I would take a guess. Maybe a little more than that. So.
Well, I know that the average for at least major leagues.
Oh, big curveball called. Strike 3 on Gio Torres, and that is the first out of the inning.
Like I was trying to say, I'm pretty sure from my
Excuse me, Mike. I just have to point this out. That's always embarrassing when you're throwing the ball around after a strikeout, trying to look cool, and you don't, and you overthrow your own player. Pretty embarrassing.
I hope we caught that on camera.
Ooh, high and tight to Bobby Contreras for ball 1. Bobby's hitless on the day. He's 0 for 2 to strikeout.
I'll eventually get this thought out.
And this one's roped up the middle, and Bobby Contreras has himself a base hit, the second hit of the Falcons today.
The average pitch count per inning is around 15.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's under 75, he's good. Well, now almost 80, roughly.
So up steps Nick Perez, big first baseman, 0 for 2 on the day. Runner going. It's a hit and run. It's chopped over the head of Jones into the hands of the second baseman. He kicks and fires and barely gets Nick Perez at first base. Good hustle, Nick.
Bobby Contreras a little lucky not to be called for runner's interference.
No, he was inside the base path. You're allowed to do that.
Okay. Oh, okay. Because the second baseman did have to tiptoe around him a little bit. So
if he stays in his line, I mean, you can't run into the second baseman if he's fielding the ball. But if he's going to the ball and you're in your path, you're all good. And Brandon Mihalich getting his first at bat of the day. And it's ball low. So he replaces Alvaro Rubalcaba.
Well, David Fernandez, I believe, goes to short.
Mm-hmm. So count 1-0 to Mihalich. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Oh, Mihalich smokes this one past the second baseman, Nick Allegito. And Bobby Contreras is coming home. The play is going to be close. And he's, thrown out at the plate. It looked like he got under it, but an excellent throw from Anthony Carlton to get Contreras at the plate. That ends the bottom of the 6th. Eagles still leading 6-0 heading to the 7th. All right, we are back here in the top of the 7th where Mendocino is leading 6-0. And we have another pitching change. Number 10, Tyler Rowland onto the mound, the lefty.
Roland Tyler.
Roland Tyler.
Got that one mixed up.
And we're almost losing our tarp here. First pitch, a ball.
This will be a fun way to spend the rest of the game.
Leadoff hitter, Nick Angelillo at the plate. Ball low and outside. Count goes 2-0. You know, David Novelli out for 1 inning of relief work, 2 strikeouts. And
he was good. I'm surprised they took him out.
Ball inside. Count goes 3-0.
But I got to tell you, Bobby Contreras was robbed.
Yes, he was. You know, we had an excellent vantage point from where we were sitting, and it looked like to us that he was under the tag. But of course, the umpire has the power, and he makes the
That
call.
is a ruling you would overturn or you would challenge
Exactly.
in the MLB.
You are absolutely correct. And this one's poked just over the head of Tucker Bishop, and Angelillo has himself a base hit. Takes a big round around first base. Big turn.
Big round.
Big round. I meant to say big turn. So he is 3 for 3 today, or 3 for 4. I forgot he had 2 at-bats in the first inning. 3 singles. Now to the plate, Jack Morrow. Shortstop. You know, they got to watch out for Nick over there on first base. He's not afraid to take a bag, as we saw earlier in this game.
Yeah, they did have a pitch out and try to back cut him.
Oh. Roped into right center field, and Angelillo's on his horse. And Amaro's going into second base, and they're holding him at first and third, no outs. First pitch, you know, right down the middle, might as well take a hack at it. And this brings up 3-hitter, Anthony Carlton, center fielder. Carlton had the excellent throw out Bobby Contreras in the bottom of the 6th. So back-to-back base hits for Mendocino. They got something working here in the top of the 7th. So now, Mike, do you send the runner on first right here?
Not yet.
Ball low. Count goes 1-0. Yeah, you're right. You know, you got a 6-run lead.
I
Station.
say you send him if it gets to 2 or 3-0.
Mhm.
If he throws another ball here, you send the runner on the next pitch.
Big curveball called for strike 1. Count goes to 1-1. And you know, if this was a closer ball game, Angelo over on third base, he would have came around the score on that hit to be a little more aggressive. But the coach over there said, "Nah, we'll just take it out there first and third, no outs. Can't get hurt that way." Another big curveball, foul down the left field line. Count goes 1-2. So let's see if Tyler can get another strike here. So Tyler comes set. He kicks and fires. Another big curveball, swing and a miss, strike 3. That's a big out for the Falcons. First out of the inning. And now comes the plate, Raymond Kerr. Raymond is 0 for 3 on the day. He reached on an error in the first inning and came around the score. So now Roland Tyler is looking for a ground ball.
Raymond Kerr does have a triple and a home run, 11 RBIs on the year. So.
Oh, and he pops this one straight up into the Solano dugout. And Olsen's over there, and he reaches, and he slips and falls. Just couldn't grab it. Ran out of room.
He could have gotten it, but the stairs are right there. You don't want to get hurt doing that. So.
And you know, I didn't hear anything from the dugout to let him know he had any room. And the dugout's kind of quiet over there.
And that's one of the points of contention that Stover has had with this team. They're not vocal. They're not playing as a team. They're getting mad at each other. It was a scrap a couple of games ago between Fernandez and Evans. So
count 0-1. Kicks,
I think it was
fires
Fernandez.
Big curveball, and it's foul tip, luckily. So the runners cannot advance. Count goes to 0-2. Roland Tyler. 2 quick strikes on a Raymond Kerr. Ray, as they like to say in the Mendocino dugout. I keep hearing that.
Ray. Come on, kid.
set. Checks the runners. Kicks, fires. High, fastball, ball 1. Good pitch. 1 and 2 get it up just in case the runner over at first. Jack Amaro decides to take off. One, two. Big curveball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Roland Tyler.
And Tyler is rolling.
Tyler is rolling. Hey, I see what you did there. Now,
That was a bad pun. I'm sure he got that a couple times growing up.
Brett Laughlin, DH, steps up to the plate. He is 0 for 3 on the day. So 2 big strikeouts after allowing back-to-back base hits. Runners on first and third in the top of the 7th inning. And this one's hit to David Fernandez. Backhands, picks it up, and just drops the ball, and the run will score, and that's going to be another error for the Falcons.
Almost a lackadaisical effort from David Fernandez. A little too calm, almost. And just kind of dropped the ball into his hand, and it fell out of his hand. No sense of urgency. There you go. Thank you.
And there's going to be a pinch runner for Brett Laughlin. It's going to be number 6.
Reggie Points, freshman infielder. 0 for 4 on the year, but he's not coming in there to hit, so.
So Points take a lead off first. And Rocco Seaton up at the plate. Rocco is 0 for 2 today. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning, came around to score, and that ball is low outside for ball 1. So Roland Tyler, he got back-to-back strikeouts.
Hey, he should be out of this inning.
Should be out of this inning. And Tyler kicks and fires. Ball outside. Count goes 2-0.
I'm pretty sure it'd only be a 2-3 run game if not for the errors.
Yeah.
Because there was an error, and that's what. No.
You know what? They could have got out of that first inning unscathed. And this one's poked out to right field, and Evans is going back. He camps under, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. So Mendocino adds on another. They lead 7-0, heading to the bottom of the 7th. And we are stretching. Bottom of the 7th here on Solano College Sports Network. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Stosh Moyer with my broadcast partner, Mike McLeod.
And the wind is picking up.
Yeah, it's getting bad out here. And Darian Evans steps up to the plate. First pitch, ball low. Count goes to 1-0.
Spencer Jones still in there for inning number 7, having already gone 6 strong. And when you don't have a lot of pitches and you have 3 1-2-3 innings, you can kind of afford to.
He only has 3. He's only getting up 3 hits.
Yeah, so why not?
He's putting on a show, and I can see why. Scouts are out here checking him out. And Evans fists this one down the first base line. Foul. Count goes to 1-2. Jammed a little bit. Good inside-out swing.
I think that was a slider that didn't have a lot of bite to it.
So Jones kicks and fires. Ball low. Count goes 2-2. Like, like I touched on earlier, got to talk to him before the game, and this guy is hungry, man. I could tell by the way he's talking, his mannerisms. He wants to win some ball games. He is a very big competitor.
Well, you don't go out there to lose.
And he hits this one to the shortstop, Jack Amaro. He picks it up, fires over to Raymond Kerr for out number 1. So, stepping up to the plate, shortstop, number 2, David Fernandez. And he is 0 for 2 today, looking for his first hit. He's one of the Falcons that had a hit in the game against Santa Rosa. They only had 3 hits, just like today. Good slider for a first pitch strike to David Fernandez.
Strike 1. Just everything about the game of baseball is awkward from the outside looking in.
Oh, Fernandez tries to check his swing, an appeal, and they call him. He went around. It's strike 2. Count goes to 0-2.
Now, what's considered going around?
If you break the plane of the plate.
Okay, so
the front part
of the plate.
If your head goes through it.
I always heard something about the wrists. If you turn the wrists, then
called strike 3, and that is out number 2.
Am I wrong on that? If you break your wrist?
Well, most of the time when you break the wrist, it goes in front of the plate.
Okay.
So that's why you want to try to hold your wrists up, but you never like to check swing because nothing can come good out of it. If you happen to make contact with the ball, you're not going to do anything with it. Faulkner takes a first pitch strike on the outside. Count goes to 0-1. Trevor 0 for 2 today. 2 flyouts to center field and right field. And he smokes this one back to Jones, and Spencer Jones just jogs over to first base, flips it over to Kerr, and that ends the inning. Solano still down, 7-0, heading to the 8th. Welcome back to Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium, and it's the top of the 8th, and Solano's down 7-0. We have another pitching change. Nathan Genist making his first appearance on the BVC season. And coming to the plate, Ben Miller replacing Tanner Mansell in right field. So he get his first hacks of the season here.
Ben Miller 6 for 32 on the season. As you see, strike 1 there.
Good job on Nathan Genist to come out and throw a first pitch strike, set the tone early.
Ben Miller hitting 188 on the year, but an on-base percentage of 341. So just like everybody else on this Mendocino squad, not hitting for average, but getting on base. So just as good as a hit, really. And that's a strike 2. Count goes to 0-2.
Oh, good waist pitch. Outside, 1-2. Nathan Genist, 6'1", 175, right-handed pitcher. Freshman out of Benicia High. Big curveball, just fouled down the left field line. And Miller's out in front of that one. Count stays at 1-2. Now, Benicia High has a very good baseball program. I got to see them a lot in my Rodriguez playing days. They always have a couple good guys on their team.
Yeah, Nathan Jennis played with Tucker Bishop on that Benicia squad.
Count goes 2-2 as that pitch was in the dirt to Ben Miller.
And Eric Olson. Eric Olson played on that squad too. So these two know each other very well. Eric Olson knows what he likes to pitch.
Dirty ball again. Count goes full, 3-2.
So good heads up plate discipline from Ben Miller to go down 0-2, work it back to 3-2.
Fastball just a hair inside, call ball 4, and Ben Miller has himself a leadoff walk. After going down 0-2, that's a good battle for him. Now, Dustin Thaxton, third baseman up at the plate. Nathan Jennis looking for a ground ball double play here. Miller not that big of a leadoff first. High fastball, ball 1. It looks like his Jennis' legs are out in front. He needs to speed up his arm motion. A little off kiltered there. High fastball, ball 2. Like I said, bend the back a little more, get the ball
And
down.
I think that's what Eric Olson is coming out there to talk to him about. When he played with this guy for at least a year or two, you go, hey, I know how you pitch. You're not pitching the way you normally do. This is what you're doing wrong. There's no better vantage point to see what a pitcher's throwing like than the catcher.
And that's why the catcher has to be the smartest player on the field, because they are the field general out there.
Eric Olson, I have English with him, and he is smart.
Strike called at the knees. Count goes 2-1. So Jennis gets a little help from the blue there. And this ball's hit in between the first and second baseman. And Thaxton has himself a base hit, his first hit of the day. So Kenny Semenico coming to the plate. Runners on first and second, no out. So Nathan Jennis has himself in a jam here in the top of the 8th. Solano can't afford to give up any more runs when they only have 6 outs left at the plate to come back in this game. Crazier things have happened. Strike called on the outside corner. Count goes to 0-1.
Yeah, I mean, Mendocino did put up 5 in 1 inning, so it's not unheard of even in this game to have a big, long rally and come back.
Yeah, that's what you got to love about baseball. You just can't milk the clock. You got to give the other team a chance. Ooh, big swing and a miss for strike 2. So Nathan Jennis once again out to an 0-2 count, way ahead. Olson sets up on the outside corner. And strike 3 called for out number 1 that caught him looking. Good backdoor slider. So Nathan Jennis needed that one. Now there's 1 out, runners are first and second, and it brings up the leadoff hitter, Nick Agilio.
You say his name differently every time you say it.
There we go.
Agliolo?
Ah, man.
Agliolo?
I'm Italian. I should know the Italian names, right?
There's no N, so you've been saying Angelio, but there's like 7 letters in the name. You're pronouncing 3.
Ball on the outside. Count goes 1-0. And he is 3 for 4 today with 2 runs scored. So he's having himself a good game. Not the guy you want to face in this situation with runners in first and second in the top of the 8th. High for ball 2. So pretty good turnout today for a Tuesday afternoon game. both the bleachers here are pretty full.
Well, you can't see first base side too well, but.
And I didn't even flinch. Right back in my
Look
face.
at me. My name's Stosh. I don't flinch. Whatever, you know.
I got a screen right here, man.
Well, I mean, I have the same screen, but I just don't trust the screen. That's not bad.
Yeah. Hits me in the face and makes good TV, Mike.
Except nobody's going to see it. You'll just have a black eye and broken Oakleys.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Count 2-2 to Nick.
Yeah?
So Nathan Jennings. This next pitch is going to be a big pitch. Just a tad inside for ball 3. A little close
Now,
to take.
do you send the runners? Full count, 1 out? I mean, you are up 7, but...
Right now, with up 7 runs, you don't do that, especially in the 8th inning. You're already winning this game. If it was maybe 3 or 4 runs, then yeah, I would see it, but they got a pretty big lead. And he swings at this one, lofts it into left field, and Bobby Contreras is under it, and he squeezes it for out number 2. So Jack Amaro coming up to the plate now. He is 1 for 2, or yeah.
Yeah, 1 for 2, 2 walks.
And a scored run. So Mendocino looking for a big hit from Jack here. And strike is called on the outside corner. Count goes 0-1. And, you know, back touching on the point, you send the runners now with this big lead. You know, it's a common courtesy. Once you're up on a team, you kind of go station to station.
Well, yeah, but
smart.
we are accustomed to watching the women's basketball team who can be up 40 and still having a full court press against a team that has 4 players on the court. So,
big curveball call for strike 2. Count goes 0-2.
I'm not entirely used to common courtesy, but I guess baseball's a different sport.
Baseball is a gentleman's game.
Well, golf is a gentleman's game. I mean, unless you're on the course.
Dirty ball, and Olsen, good block, keeps the runners at bay, and the count goes to 1-2, and Jack Amaro thought about swinging there, but held up his swing. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Nathan Jennings go back to that spot, low and in the dirt to get him to try to chase. So Jennings comes set, checks the runner, kicks and fires. High, ball 2. So 2-2 to count, 2 outs, top of the 8th inning. Runners on first and second. And you're tuned in to the Solano College Sports Network. Dirty ball, good block by Olsen. The count goes full to 3-2, and now the runners will be on the move, Mike.
Well, yeah, I figured that part out, but.
So you'll see the runners take a little bit smaller lead, but they'll take off as soon as the pitch is thrown.
Why wouldn't they take a bigger lead?
You just don't want to get back picked because you know you're already going to be on the move. And this ball is grounded to Mihalic. He picks up and throws it over to Perez, and that is out number 3. No damage here at the top of the 8th. Solano down 7-0, heading to the bottom. So bottom of the 8th, Solano has 6 outs to work with, down 7-0 here at Billy Louise Yarborough Stadium, and stepping up to the plate is the third baseman, Tucker Bishop. He is 1 for 2 on the day. And Spencer Jones back out there for his 8th inning of work. Ball low, count goes to 1-0, and you know, and the guy's only giving up 3 hits.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Spencer Jones go all 9.
Mm-hmm. Solano hasn't proved that ball inside that they can really get anything working off of him, so might as well just keep him out there, let him go, save your bullpen. You know, it's early in the season.
And there's only 9 guys, and 3 of them are playing in the infield. So
Tucker takes this ball, takes a strike on the inside corner. Count goes 2-1.
So the more innings that your starting pitcher can eat up, the less you got to send out your catcher, your backup catcher as a pitcher. Then.
And Bishop rips this one in the hands of Dustin Thaxton. Thaxton throws it over to first for out number 1. That was a hot shot. Bishop got a hold of that one. Just need to elevate it a little more. But now Eric Olson gets a chance here. Olson reached on an error in the 3rd inning. He is 0 for 2 today. And look at Spencer Jones. That's what he's been doing all game. Right when the batter steps in the box, he's already ready to go.
Well, he's got extra time. I mean, you might as well get the sign for the pitch while the guy's walking up.
You know, he's working fast today. This game, it's almost 4 o'clock, not
And
even.
Solano struggles against quick pitchers. Once a guy gets into a rhythm, Solano has not been able to get to him.
You know, Solano's used to playing small ball, and it's hard to play small ball when you don't get anybody on base. Count goes 3-0.
So good chance to get on base here.
So don't expect.
Do you have the green light?
No.
No.
Not down 7 runs. You're sitting there until he throws a strike.
Well, he's proved to you for 7 innings he can throw strikes.
There's a
Strike
on the
1.
inside corner. Count goes 3-1. See, even if you try to swing around that pitch, that's an inside pitch. It's hard to get, especially if he's throwing 89, 88 miles an hour. Ball low for ball 4. So Eric Olson has himself a walk.
I doubt he's still slinging 88 in the 8th inning.
I would probably say he dropped down. It's about 83, 84. He's still in the mid-80s, though.
Yeah.
It's still tough to hit.
Well, just from his arm movement, it just looks like he can't keep that up. Like I mean, obviously he's been doing it for years, so he can, but it doesn't have the same punch behind it later in the game.
And we have a pinch hitter, Nick Burns, checking into the game, getting his first AB.
I got econ with that guy.
Oh, big slider. Called ball 1. Count goes 1-0.
It's 5 out of the last 6 pitches have been balls.
So you can tell he's getting a little fatigued.
But there's no action in the bullpen.
And you probably won't see any unless Solano really gets a rally going.
I think Solano would really have to put 3 on the board in order for them to really.
No, I would say even 1 or 2 runs. Just
Really? Oh, well, as we are speaking, guys walking over there.
Strike called on the outside corner. Count goes to 1-1. The reason why you don't want to leave your pitcher out there too long because he's pitching one heck of a game, and you don't want him to lose that confidence that he had. So if he gives up 3 or 4 runs here, he loses that confidence going to the next game. You pull him out early. His head's hanging high. And Nick Burns chops this one to the second baseman. He throws it over to first. Blah. That was Jack Amaro stepped on first, throw it over to Raymond Kerr, and that
was the end of the inning. So we are off to the top of the 9th.
All right, top of the 9th inning. And we have another pitching change for Solano as Kyle Stafford comes onto the mound. Kyle Stafford standing at 6'1", 205 pounds. Bats right, throws right. Sophomore out of Pleasant Grove High.
And in the preseason, pitched 3 games, 4 innings of work. 4 innings of work, gave up 5 earned runs, 6 runs total. 6.5 strikeouts per game. So.
And Dylan Miller pinch hitting for Anthony Carlson. First pitch is fouled down the left field line for strike 1.
And I want to correct myself before anybody else does. Strikes per 9 innings. It's in the stat sheet here as Ks per game, but per 9.
Big curveball high for ball 1. And he just didn't have the yank on it, that's what I like to say. He didn't pull the string.
But it was still like 3 feet over his head, and it came back down and almost hit the strike zone.
And this one is poked out to center field. It's going to be a base hit for Dylan Miller. His first at bat of the game, base hit. Hey, I say it's a pretty good day for him.
1-1, yeah.
Now coming to the plate, number 30.
Number 30, Austin Cristando. Only 2 for 20 in the preseason. So 100 across the board. On base percentage of 100. Slugging percentage of 100. 3 strikeouts. But does have an RBI on the year. So he's due.
He is due. Stafford kicks and fires and takes a little bit off that pitch. It's fouled back. Out of play for strike 1. You know, Stafford's rocking the mullet. Got to see that preseason.
But it's a very strange mullet. It's not a normal mullet.
Well, he's
like a shaved
he's a
head.
very strange man.
Well, yeah. But
probably one of the funniest guys on the team.
As voted on by the team.
And this one is fisted. And Mihalic picks it up, fires over to first, and it just bounces off the back of Dylan Miller. And Dylan Miller's on his horse at second base. And Nick Perez just grabs it and holds it. I'm sorry, it's Evan Vicenda over at first base, replacing Nick Perez. So
Dylan Miller had that plan the entire time.
You know, that's always hard. You have to, when you catch a ball like that, you have to take one step either direction to clear the runner. But that happens a lot. You see that happen all the time, and maybe expecting him to slide.
And it got there before he slid.
Pegged him right in the back. Hey, if we're playing wiffle ball, he's out.
Yeah.
You know, peg rules are in effect right now in the top of the 9th here. High fastball taken for ball 1.
Playing kickball.
So Reggie Poitis, his second at bat.
Points.
Points?
Not Poitis.
Okay. And he lofts this one into center field, and Gio Torres is under it. I'm sorry, it's Bobby Contreras in center field. Makes the out.
There have been a lot of defensive switches. We haven't gotten all of them. We don't have the best vantage point over here.
And, you know, they don't give us the changes. They just give those to the umpires and the official scorers. We got to do a better job. And we're, like you said, a little short-staffed, so maybe Saturday games when we have a full crew, we can get all that information right off the bat. Now number 20 coming up to the plate. Strike 1 called. Count goes to 0-1.
Number 20 is Richard Kerr, Raymond Kerr's brother. 3 for 23 in the preseason. 4 runs scored.
Stafford checks a runner, checks it twice. Big curveball ball low in the dirt. Count goes to 1-1. So 2 outs, top of the 9th. Solano just needs 1 more out to go into the dugout and try to make a miracle happen here. And down 7 runs, but it's been done before. Ball low.
You were telling me of a game you played.
Yeah.
Where you were down 12-0 and came back and won that game?
Yeah, we did. And it happened, we were down 12-0, and a little scrap happened down in Southern California. We wound up coming up and winning by 3 runs. It was one heck of a game, I will say that. Count goes 2-2. You know, just
but you had some sort of igniter, something to start the rally.
Smallest guy on our team lays down a bunt just to advance the runner, just trying to get a run on the board. And the pitcher picks it up, knocks him over, and he gets up, and then big curveball. And
Careful.
Kerr almost had a foul ball. He didn't get the bat down, but it's a ball. Count goes full. You know, the bench is clear, but it was just a nice little argument. You know, no punches were thrown, and we were only 15 years old at the time, so we didn't want to have to run after the game. And it's a high ball 4 call, and the runner's on first and second.
So how do you feel about Marcin Gortat wanting hockey fights in the NBA?
It would never happen.
No, it will never happen, but something fun to talk about.
Ben Miller comes to play. Yeah, you know, if they want fights in the NBA, why don't they just take away all the fouls, like LeBron fouls, I like to call them, you know, the little ticky-tack fouls. Let them play physical like in the Jordan era.
LeBron's gone 2 straight games without a single free throw attempt. That's the first time it's ever happened in his career.
You know, I'm not really focused on the NBA at this point. It is March. March Madness is getting underway.
So you are focused on basketball.
The ball is popped up in the middle of the infield. Brandon Mihalic under, and that is out number 3. And we are heading to the bottom of the 9th to see if Solano can make the comeback down 7-0 after this.
Solano Community College transformed my life.
And gave me the opportunities I needed to succeed.
I received the same university caliber education.
Without the pressures of debt holding me back. Affordable and flexible, I fulfilled my undergraduate classes.
Getting to the information I truly have a passion for.
The decision to attend SCC empowered my future.
And made my dream of attending Yale University a reality. Solano Community College, the educated choice.
So, bottom of the 9th here on Solano College Sports Network at Billy Louise Yarborough Stadium. Solano's down to the last 3 outs, and Bobby Contreras coming up to the plate. And it looks like Spencer Jones is out here trying to pitch the complete game shutout. First pitch strike to Bobby Contreras.
So at this point, if he gives up a run, his day's pretty much done.
No.
Not necessarily?
9th inning, he can work. And it's jammed, and it's going to be a tough play for Amaro. And he gets it. Bobby Contreras out at first play. What a great bare hand throw by Jack Amaro to get the speedy Contreras at first.
I think Contreras was a little bit fooled on that one, too. He got jammed, and he didn't even know the ball was in play at first, so he didn't get a good break out of the box.
So now stepping up to the plate.
Evan Facenda, pitch hitter. Well, not pitch hitter. He came in as a defensive switch. But
First pitch ball. Jones. High, ball 2. And if you see there, Jones is starting to speed it up even more. As
you know, I take back what I said. He's slinging it even faster now.
I mean, that's what's working for him all game. Not letting the batters really set in and strike.
One.
Strike call on the outside corner. Count goes 2-1. 1 out. Bottom of the 9th. Ooh. Hard fastball outside. Goes 3-1. You know, Evan Facenda right now, if I was him, I'd take this next pitch. Unless it's something fat right down the middle looking for one pitch that you can really drive.
Fastball right in his wheelhouse.
And there it was, and he just missed it. Count goes 3-2.
And you talked to Evan Facenda before the year started. I'm pretty sure you said, you know, low and inside. That's where he likes the ball. He
likes to golf it out into left field.
He has kind of a compact swing, keeps his elbows in.
And he fights this one off, fouls it back to the backstop. Count is still full.
Our cameraman, Alden, getting a little
we got
spook.
We got Alden up on the main camera right behind home plate. Ball for good eye by Evan Vicenda. Just laid off that one. Is going to bring to the plate number 14, Brandon Mihalich. Mihalich had a base hit in his first at-bat of this game. One out, bottom of the ninth. Jones has been rolling all game for the Mendocino Eagles. Ball outside, and you know, I think the fatigue is starting to set in. He's not hitting the strike zone like he was early in the game.
And you saw him kind of lift his arm a little bit there, kind of trying to keep the shoulder loose.
You know, at this point in the game, your arm feels like jello. Strike called right down the middle. 1-1 the count. But, you know, no pitcher likes to be taken out of the game, especially when you're in the ninth inning, 2 outs away from a shutout. You're going to give it all you got because you got a week to rest. Strike called. Count goes a 1-2 to Brandon Mihalich.
And Adam Logan is getting warmed up in the bullpen, so if something were to happen and gives up a run.
He's just down there throwing. There's no sense of urgency yet.
No.
Good timeout call by Brandon Mihalich to break up Spencer Jones and just throw him off a little bit. Jones kicks and fires. High, ball 2.
And from our vantage point, I can see Spencer Jones kind of grimacing, gritting his teeth, and when he releases the ball, so
he's giving all he's got.
He's kind of throwing his shoulder into it and kind of slinging it around.
And Brandon Mihalich right up the middle. Runners on first and second. Solano's got something working here in the bottom of the ninth. So we have another pinch hitter, number 18, Jacob Pawlowski.
I wonder where he's from. Like what his like.
Well, he's from SoCal. I actually.
Well, no, I meant like his family ancestry.
He actually has a pretty interesting history. They call him the Hammer in Hebrew.
Hammer and Hebrew. Okay, that's.
Or the Hebrew Hammer, one of the two. Ball gets away from Kenny Semenico, and the runners will advance to second and third.
So the first rule of business when you're down and you're getting blanked almost. Well, not almost. You are getting blanked. Break up that donut that's on the scoreboard.
Exactly. That's, you know, if Solano could have had this working early in the game, you know, they could have crawled back. That's always the hardest run to get is that first one, especially the first, you know, you go first 3 innings, nothing really working. You got a second time through the lineup, you really got to capitalize.
And especially after they got robbed of that run in the 5th, I believe.
And that really, you know, took the momentum away from Solano. Ball low, count goes 2-0, and you see Spencer Jones really slowing down his delivery now, going back to fundamentals, not trying to pitch too fast, but Jacob Pawlowski, very good.
Now that the control's a little bit more erratic, now he's not getting that low strike.
And Pawlowski pokes this one out in the center field, and the center fielder drops it, and a run comes around to score, so a RBI single for Jacob Pawlowski, and he gets one on the board for Solano.
We're not done yet, folks.
You know, Solano needed a big hit, and there it was. Now runners on first and third. And coach coming out here to talk to his starter, Spencer Jones.
And it looks like his day is done. Adam Logan is going to come in.
What a day Spencer Jones had. 4 strikeouts, 5 hits, 1 walk.
And now
2 walks.
A run scored. Adam Logan in the preseason pitched 4 games, 6 innings of work, only 1 earned run allowed, so 1.5 ERA.
And you know what really helped out Spencer Jones today? There's only 1 error.
Yeah.
1 error. Wow.
Number 2 is Adam Logan. I thought I had said that. I might not have. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I was counting up the strikeouts and the hits over here on the scorebook. So I just got an update on my phone here. Antone Bethea, the ex-Indianapolis Colts safety, is just inked a 4-year deal with the San Francisco 49ers. He's came over to replace Dante Whitner. That's going to be exciting to see.
Yeah, it is.
San Francisco has one of the best defenses in the National Football League. And I hate to say this, but they are the second best to the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, they are.
But enough about football. Stepping up to the plate is number 5, Andrew Harris.
No.
That can't be right. That's what I have here on my stat sheet.
Is it? Yeah, Andrew Harris, outfielder.
Didn't he start this game?
No, James Harris did.
James Harris. That's where I was confused. So Harris taking.
I was like, that's not James Harris.
Ball low. Count goes to 2-0. Kicks, fires right down the middle for strike 1. So count goes 2-1 Harris. Rocks, fires. Ball low inside, 3-1. And Adam Logan keeping up with the same thing Spencer Jones, pitching fast, but he finds himself in a little bit of jam here. Pavlowski leads off at first. Vicenda over it, came around and scored. And good battle. Count goes full, 3-2.
Okay, so now when you're down 6, do you send the runner on first with 1 out?
You can't afford to have him thrown out at second base because this run doesn't matter. Majority of the time, they'll let the run just walk in. They'll rather take it out for a run. Strike 3 called, and that's the second out of the inning. And Jacob Pavlowski has himself a stolen base.
So they did send the runner, but it was a hit and run. They're trying to see if something could happen there.
Trevor Faulkner at the plate now. Faulkner takes the first pitch high for ball 1. 0 for 3 on the day.
And he's looking for something he can take a yard.
You know, he's hungry. He's due. This guy's
He's
got
a big boy.
A lot of power. You know, he was actually on the team I was touching on earlier. I played with Trevor for a couple years. And then when this guy hit the ball.
Did he go yard in that game?
No, he did not, but he can hit the tar off the ball. High. Ball 3. 3-0 the count. And you better not swing here or Coach Stover will not be
You're
too
running
happy.
a mile.
Yeah. So 3-0 to count. And Adam Logan comes set. He kicks and fires, and it's going to be high. Ball 4. So the bases are loaded as Faulkner takes a walk. And now coming to the plate is number 1, a third baseman, Tucker Bishop. And the Falcons have something going with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. So Tucker Bishop, 1 for 2 on the day, 1 for 3 on the day, the base hit, and the 5th inning. He actually broke up the no-no that Spencer Jones had going. High, ball 1. So Kenny Samiko heading out to talk to his pitcher. Tell him just to calm down, that these runs don't matter. Just focus on getting the batter. At this point in the game, you know, it doesn't matter. You just throw the ball right down the middle and make him hit it. That's what you
Yeah,
gotta
I mean,
do.
even if he hits a grand slam on this one, they're still up 2.
And they still have 2 outs.
Yeah, I'd go right after him if I was Adam Logan.
And to try to do it, gets it outside. Strike call for strike 1. Count goes 1-1.
You think there's ever a problem of getting too cute with the ball at this level?
Yeah, you know, you could be trying to get a little too fancy, trying to make your pitches too fine, and you get, oh, I want to hit this spot, and then you get in mind, like, oh, I can't hit it, I'm frustrated. You just got to go up there and just forget about every pitch and play your game. Ooh, a big swing and a miss from Tucker Bishop. Count goes to 2-2. So Solano down to their last strike. They need a big hit from Bishop here. Ball low, and the count is full. The runners will be on the move.
I'd feel a little unnerved trying to steal home on the pitch.
Well, when you're on third base, you're trying to get a little jump just so, because you're going to go home.
Well, yeah,
regardless,
okay.
So you're not going to come screaming down the baseline like on a suicide squeeze. You don't want to get hit in the face. Ball 4. And if you watch Brandon Mihalich there as he rounded that answer to your question, and Tucker Bishop gets a walk, and another runner comes around to score for Solano, so the score is 7-2. Bases are still loaded. And Ian Acosta is going to come up and pinch hit for the Solano Falcons. So there's another mound meeting going on.
Yeah.
It looks like
Adam Logan is done. Number 57, Tanner Paris, is coming in to finish this
Paris
game
or
out.
Harris?
Paris.
Paris.
Like the city. And the celebrity.
So Adam Logan pitches a third of the inning here in the bottom of the ninth.
And now Spencer Jones has 2 earned runs on the day. So a little bit more of a blemish to his stat line.
So you see Bobby Contreras talking to Ian Acosta, giving him a little tip. And it looks like Paris has a big curveball. Standing above 6 feet tall, right-handed pitcher. So the 3 pitches I'm seeing in warm-ups are curveballs, so expect to see that.
A lot of curveball, yeah.
Nice little change up there.
That looks like a circle change.
So since we got a break in the action, let's do a little station identification. You're tuned in to the Solano College Sports Network, your home for Solano sports. I'm Stosh Samoida with my broadcast partner Mike McLeod. Thank you for tuning in. You can check out all Solano baseball games on the Solano College Sports Network Facebook page. Go ahead and give us a like. You can check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/Solano College.
Subscribe to us there.
Or you can check us out between 12 and 4 on the local cable access channel, channel 27 in Fairfield and Vacaville. Soon
Aren't we getting Vallejo?
Yeah, we're still in the works with Vallejo, but it looks like ready to go here is Tanner Paris. It's going to face Ian Acosta. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Solano down 7-2. First pitch is called, strike. So the count goes 0-1. Tanner Paris bringing a little heat. And there's the curveball, low for ball 1.
So you're seeing a lot more patience from the Solano Ball Club.
That's the point of the ball game. You have to. You got to look for something you can hit. And Ian Acosta takes a hack at that one, fouls it down the right field line, out of play. So the count goes to 1-2.
Solano is down to their last strike.
Again. So Acosta taking his time, stepping into the box, takes a deep breath, and Tanner Paris shakes off the first pitch, likes the pitch he got, kicks and fires. Big curveball behind Acosta for ball 2.
Take one for the team.
That one's a little too high. That's up near the neck and head
Yeah,
region.
okay.
You can't turn into that one. You got to duck out of the way. So Paris kicks, fires, and Acosta keeps battling, fouls this one back. Count stays 2-2. So late inning drama here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium, and I like to see the Falcons putting up a fight.
You never expect to see a 5-run game be considered dramatic, but when the bases are loaded, tying run on deck.
And there's ball 3.
Ooh, my.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Full count.
This is one of those moments you always think about when you're a little kid Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs,
Game 7 of
bases
the World
loaded.
Series.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. Runners on the move. And Acosta pops this one up. And the first baseman is under it. And he just barely snags it. And that ends the ball game. Mendocino wins the game 7-2 over the Falcons. But Falcons didn't go down without a fight once they got Spencer Jones out of the game. Put 2 runs on the board. And, you know, it's just Spencer Jones. 8 1/3, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and what a game he had. I mean, he didn't give up a hit till the 4th inning or 5th inning.
Yeah, I mean, anytime there was a reason why there were scouts out here, and anytime you can go 4 1/3, 4 2/3 inning and not give up a hit, I mean, what else can you say about the guy?
You know, first game of the BBC season, that's not the way Solano likes to start the season, but came out a little nonchalant and really turned it up in the late innings and took some good plate appearances and good pitching performance after James Harris. You know, he struggled in the first inning.
But Ryan Ernest, bright spot of the day,
Yes.
8 up 4 innings, only gave up 1 run.
And how about David Novelli coming in, striking out 2? The 3 batters he faced went 3 up, 3 down.
I think he might have earned a little bit more PT, maybe an inning and a third next time it comes out.
And, you know, I think that's all we can pretty much say here at the post-game for the Solano College Sports Network.
Well, I just think, last note, right before we end, that there was some bright spots late in the game, 8th inning, 9th inning from Solano, but they need to play all 9 innings like they played the last 2. They gave up 6 errors, so the defense really needs to buckle down, and pitching wasn't all that bad. Defense let them down, and so they really need to be a little bit more disciplined and play every inning like it's the 9th inning.
You know, errors and walks definitely cost him today, but still early in the season, they'll work it out. This ball club has plenty of potential. I'm excited to see what the rest of the season has in store for him. But thanks again for tuning in to the Solano College Sports Network. I'm Stosh, one of my broadcast partner, Mike McLeod. You have yourself a good day, Solano.